Hello and good morning and good morning and hello. Um, Always and forever multitasking. Sorry. Okay, so interesting things happened, and I just want to do a quick video on it. Put my little thing away, and I got to fix my hair before I leave. Very interesting, very interesting things happened. That's good for Americans. It's good for Americans. Some people are losing their minds over the decision that the Supreme Court made regarding Donald Trump, giving him immunity. And it literally, it happened exactly the way I said it was supposed to happen. They kicked it back down. Nobody has absolute immunity for everything. And that's not what they gave him. There's a lot of spin on how much immunity Trump has. They did give him more immunity to protect him from the charges. But if anybody listened to my video that from last year, I literally said to you guys, Trump's not going to jail. He's not going to be prosecuted for these crimes. One, Jack Smith didn't even bring an insurrection or rebellion charge against him. He only brought conspiracy to interrupt an official proceeding, all 4 of the charges. So now that you understand what I was saying, instead of calling me all type of names, which I didn't get any older because you called me a name, and it didn't change anything because you called me a name. So some people jump to the conclusions so fast. Like I said, we can all call each other names. That's what they want us to do. Keep calling each other names. Keep going off on each other. Keep cursing at each other. And what happens is their old boy Biden and their old boy Trump, they continue to get in. They continue to run the market. They continue to help the capitalists, because that's what this whole thing is about, helping the capitalists. Now, what did I want to discuss? Well, I got to fix my hair. It didn't come out right. It's so hot that it poofed up. So I'm going to... Anyway, what I wanted to discuss is the United States Supreme Court. Finally, somebody said they gave Trump so much immunity that he can basically do what he wants. Well, I've been literally saying that. How do you get reparations from me? If you're a black person, how do you get them to stop supporting the war over in Israel in Gaza, if you're a Palestinian or if you're a Muslim? How do you get that? Trump's not going to do it. Biden's not going to do it. They don't want Kamala. By law, if something happens to Joe Biden, Kamala is next. So you have to vote in someone else, people. And I keep hearing a lot of people saying they're disgruntled because they didn't get their reparations. I can give you reparations as president because I'm entitled to reparations myself. I've been laying out my plan for money for the people, weekly payments. We have more than enough money to do it without bankrupting us, and because we're feeding money back into our system, back into our economy, domestically. There's more taxes to be collected. We also have 30% of the workforce that is foreign. Those people have to be switched out through the pardon program that I am trying to initiate once I become president. And I could do it now. I could do it because of yesterday, the United States Supreme Court says as long as the president is doing an official act, you can't press charges against him or her. So I can earmark money and pay for my programs, whether Congress approves it or not. Y'all sure y'all don't want me as the president for the people? Because see, they got their people. They got their people for them. We don't have a person for us. We Americans do not have another American running that's in the White House looking after our interests. What about when the floods come 50 to 100 years from now and all of this is under the sea? We haven't even begun to prepare for it. We have to build and build up. We can have the same thing we have here, but we have to build it up higher. So we need to start relocating earth. We need to start relocating dirt. We need to start building those drums that need to go on the ground to hold us up. And then when the floods recede, the future generations can come back down to this level if they choose to do so. But the floods are going to come because of what's happening with the greenhousing. What about regulation? The Supreme Court just did away with regulations. But with me as president, as long as it's an official act. You see, sometimes y'all don't think because you look at me and you say, oh, she's a woman. She can't do it. Nobody's supporting her. I'm trying to tell you that these people have been fighting me to get my message out there ever since I said I'm running for president, because they have been listening to me. It's you Americans that aren't listening to me. So I need to get on the ballot in certain states, and I'm going to try my best to get on those ballots. But even if I don't get on the ballot, you just write my name in, Golda D. Harris, Golda, G-O-L-D, like door, A. My middle initial is D, like door. Harris with 2 R's, H-A-R-R-I-S. You write it in, write-in candidate. That's how you win. That's how we win. Migrants that do not belong here, that just sauntered in, that's bringing drugs with the drug gangs, they're gone. Because I'm a supporter of the men and women in blue. Despite the fact that some of them put me in prison for crimes I didn't commit. That doesn't matter. That's just those individuals acting out. It's not everybody on the police force. And let me tell you something. I don't want a squeaky clean police force anywhere in America, because they have to deal with people who are not squeaky clean. So if you have no idea and no concept of how the streets work, you shouldn't be out there as a police officer. That's like sending a Girl Scout to go and catch criminal-minded people. The Girl Scout sells cookies. She ain't out there trying to get the world's most dangerous and corrupt individuals who chose to be that way. People can be rehabilitated. It's up to them to be rehabilitated or not, whether they want to be rehabilitated or not. Nobody is born the way they are. Some people have a sickness, but they need a mental institution, because even a jail isn't doing them any good unless they become too dangerous to be in a mental institution. You got to go to jail and get your mental health there. But that's off topic. The good news is, why is this lady saying she's going to pay reparations? Because literally what Trump got those people to do for him, that's me. The immunity was already built in through the pardon power anyway. But now that they have this order of immunity, and that doesn't mean that Trump's going to be the next president of the United States or Biden. What it means is the case is going exactly what I said, back to the states. Just made a video where the case is going back to the states. And once they get a hold of it, they're going to say his actions were not in his official capacity as the president of the United States. He's going to be found guilty. But it doesn't matter, because the people are going to vote for him anyway. And a lot of people are they don't even want to hear it. They don't know what's going on. They're disinterested. But it's good news, because if Trump and Biden now have the power to do whatever they want, won't I have the power to give you reparations in my official capacity? You think somebody else gonna pay you reparations? Who? Kamala Harris? Vice President Kamala? She gonna pay you reparations? Gonna pay you nothing but no mind. Who gonna give you weekly payments, money for the people? See, if you take the money that we're bringing in and you apply it to Americans first, and then you don't have to worry about it. Pay your bills, because that's a separate set of money. But the rest of the money, the discretionary spending, put those into the people of America. And that's how you get those checks. The other day I said that the 30% would be, and I've always said this, the 30% that are working, because they haven't paid taxes into the system in 10 years. They basically just got here and started working, and basically taking the jobs that they claim we don't want, because they're not living wage jobs. They don't even get a weekly check. They have to pay into the system for 10 years. And I'll be in office and out. But with the power of the army and with the pardon power, those people are leaving, and I'm putting them in a program. And the money that has been allocated to send to their countries, portion of that money I'm going to use to train them in the program to go and do what they're supposed to do. But they have to leave America immediately, because 100 million people ascended upon the United States, and it is making it unbearable for the Americans who live here to be able to afford to live here. I do my hair, I put a dress on, I look different. But I'm the same person who's been telling you the same thing for the past 2 years. I'm not a different person. I'm not going to put on front and put on airs. So people in my administration, this is exactly what they would do. The things that Americans want done will be done. And let me close by this. AOC says she's going to start impeachment. She says she's going to impeach. She's going to impeach start impeachment proceedings and send it to the House for a vote against certain justices. Now, who's been saying that? Because no one, and I mean no one, has been saying that. See, I like her. I don't like the way she act with Crockett. But yeah, that's what you do, Americans. You get an American to use their rules, their laws, their orders, their decisions, and you take over. Now, Eli Mistel, I think I'm saying his name right. What he said on Roland Martin today was that the United States Supreme Court made it so that Donald Trump, Donald Trump, he said that the no, I'm not having a Joe Biden moment. I'm just trying to recall exactly how he said it, and I can't. So I'm going to have to paraphrase that, with them giving him, with the Supreme Court giving Donald Trump complete immunity, which I disagree with. They did not give him immunity for everything. They did not. And I said they weren't, and they didn't. But what Mr. Eli is saying is that now the Supreme Court cannot be divided up, and you cannot have another, you can't add more people to Supreme Court. That's basically what he was saying. Because he was saying Joe Biden's not going to do it, because Joe Biden doesn't believe that the court should be expanded. I'm trying to think of the exact phrase that he said. I apologize. But what it meant was that the Supreme Court would have to stay the way it is. And I've been saying, no, the Supreme Court will not, with me as president, they will not stay the way it is. But I said, since nobody wants to hire me as United States Supreme Court, why should I tell you? And then they're literally turning around and they're doing it. So, but you need somebody to do it. that's actually an American that's going to do it. You can't keep expecting for the same the Republican or the Democrat to do it, because they don't have your interest. That Supreme Court can be removed. And with me as president, especially now with this latest ruling, as long as it's in my official duties, I can remove them. For the same thing that AOC watched my channel and took my idea, because now she's saying she wants to impeach them. It's fine. But that's how you get your reparations. That's how you get rid of the migrants. That's how you get Roe v. Wade back. That's how you expand the court. But you got to have somebody in there that actually wants to do it. You cannot keep voting for Donald Trump and Joe Biden and thinking they're going to do it, because they don't have our interest at heart. All right, I got to go because I got to hit the road. Excited. All right, so let me say, in the stream. Ooh, I can't wait.